Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to control Pro Tools with the QU5 desk. I'm going to put the controls onto C and D in the layers. So I just go back to C. So first we're going to make our layer C. I'm going to go to Setup, Strip Assign, and then DCA MIDI here. MIDI 1 to 16, and I'm going to drag the first channel down to the block. And I'm just going to go +1, bring them. We'll go MIDI 2, MIDI 3, MIDI 4, MIDI 5, so just go all the way up to 16. Then on layer D, I'm going to do the same thing, just starting on MIDI 17. I'm going to drag that to the first one and then +1. You can see the names changing. I'll probably say MIDI 32 on yours, is because I've done this already as a test. If we go to Utility, General, MIDI, we can see our MIDI channels, MIDI channel 1, DAW control channel 2. It'll always be one more than whatever MIDI channel you choose. These are just useful for later. And then your fader law is whether it's a linear control or more like a audio control where it's a bit more higher resolution and, you know, more logarithmic on your controls. So that's just personal preference. So I'm gonna put on linear, apply that. You can set your transport controls up by going to Setup, Surface, and then Soft Keys, and then you can change any of your soft keys to be your play, pause, or whatever if you want to do that. You obviously need to plug your laptop in either by TCP IP over network, or I'm just doing it by USB-C. So I'm USB-C in here, USB-C into my laptop. I need to download Allen & Heath's MIDI control software. That's dedicated software for your device. I'm using a Mac. MIDI control, so yeah, just download your correct version here. So when you download it, on a Mac, in the top right hand corner there's a little symbol. Well, you might have to search for it, MIDI control, and then if you just right click it or click it and go to show preferences, the dialog box will appear on screen. So we're going to choose QU5 and 6 because that's what we're using for this video. MIDI channel 2, that's what we were referencing earlier in that box. And then for Pro Tools you need HUI protocol. I haven't played around with any of these other ones. I think you need these for Ableton and some other stuff, but I know HUI works for Pro Tools. We're using MIDI. If you're doing TCP/IP, you'll need to configure that to be your device, your IP address. And then yeah, so import, we want it to be QU5. That's it. You don't have to click apply or anything like that. It just does it. So now back to Pro Tools, just to set it up. I'm just going to create 32 tracks just to show you how it works. So track, new, 32 mono audio tracks, create. And then go to Setup, MIDI input devices, and then we want, so each of these DAW controls is a block of 8 channels that we want. So we want all 32 of them, which means 4 of these, and then QU5, yeah, click that as well. So these DAW control 1 to 4, QU5 MIDI, yes, we want all that. And then last step, go to Setup, Peripherals, and then we want all these to be HUI. This is all correct. So this needs to be HUI. This needs to be MIDI 1. This is also MIDI 1, and so on. MIDI 2, MIDI 2, MIDI 3, MIDI 3, MIDI 4, MIDI 4. And you can see each one of these is locked in banks of 8. And when I hit OK, it should work. So I'm just going to click OK. Yep, so you can see my faders have all gone up to match on screen, and when I move bank C, the first 16 faders should move. Yep, you can see that on screen here, and none of the 1732 channels are moved, but if I tap bank D, now 32, yeah, that side moves. If you can see that on screen here. That's it.